The K-pop band Stray Kids has announced an upcoming new sequel due to be released this spring, and it is among all the news of their USA tour. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side. Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Berry. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and if you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell to get notifications when I post a new vidcast, and consider becoming a channel member. I don't know how many of my viewers are K-pop fans, if any at all, but I did get a couple of good feedback when I talked about a K-pop star who was caught with his massive Bible at an airport and the fallout from that, and I defended that particular K-pop star. I often find that occasionally K-pop music is, in fact, quite good. Now, I'm not as into K-pop as a lot of the other music. I tend to like rock and roll sounds more than pop, which, K-pop. However, I do enjoy Stray Kids music because it does have that rock sound. Yes, they're a K-pop band, but they mix in a lot of the driving beats and guitar performances that you would hear in rock music. For instance, I really like their song Mountains. I think that one is very well written, it's very well performed. Same with Slash and Venom, which I believe Slash was featured on the Deadpool and Wolverine soundtrack. So, I do keep an eye on Stray Kids just because, like I said, I enjoy their music quite a lot. So I was interested when I heard that they were releasing a new single album. This is according to the Korean Herald. Stray Kids will roll out digital single Mixtape dominATE on March 21st, JYP Entertainment announced Monday. It will be the band's fifth release in the mixtape series and is titled after the eight-member act's ongoing world tour that kicked off in Seoul in August last year. The band will resume the tour with a two-day show in Santiago and will have 55 shows held over 34 cities across the world by the end of July, where it will hit the stadium in Rome. The tour is set to draw 2.2 million concert goers in total, setting a new record for K-pop. In the meantime, the bandmates are busy fulfilling their roles as faces of global fashion houses. Felix flew to Paris Friday to attend a Louis Vuitton show. 5 days after IN headed to London for Bottega Veneta, Bangchang and Hyunjin returned from Milan earlier this month, where they were spotted in the front row at shows for Fendi and Versace, respectively. And like I said, I am a Stray Kids, I would say casual fan. I'm not a huge diehard ride or die like I am with Lindsey Sterling, but I do enjoy their music. I think it is very well written and it is very well composed. Now, I do think it's interesting that these Korean artists are traveling to Europe for brand deals. I think that is kind of funny, but I do know that European countries like to shove their way into these Asian countries. It's a very toxic relationship on the European side. Now, I do hope that their tour is well received by fans all over the world. I hope that the fans who are ride and die will enjoy their music, that they will have a great time. One time, someone on X posted this thing about K pop where they said it's soulless music. I completely disagree with that. Even though I am not exactly a K-pop stan, I don't think it's soulless music. Who are you to decide that? Just because it was a from another part of the world that you're unfamiliar with, this person was Canadian, by the way, does not make it soulless. It just means it doesn't speak to your particular soul. I can tell you stories of BTS fans around the world who are inspired by their music, who feel uplifted when they listen to their joyful tunes, and it's the same for Stray Kids. And it's really interesting because if you look at some of their individual music, particularly with Stray Kids and BTS, there's like a longing for freedom. Now, I don't know Stray Kids' particular situation, but I do know a lot of K-pop stars are just held underwater by their respective record labels. They do not have the same kind of freedom that American artists do as they travel, as they hire new people for bands, as how their public image is shown. That is something that is very tragic. I have heard stories of K-pop people who have decided to take the easy way out just because the pressure was so bad for them. And I do hope that's not the case with Stray Kids. I hope they are able to achieve some level of happiness with their music, especially seeing how their music has affected people around the world. And I hope the same for this upcoming sequel, Mixtape, dominATE. One of the cool things I like about this is Mixtape is spelled normally, and then it's got the colon, and then dominATE, it's all lowercase except for ATE. I think that was a really cool thing that they did for that. It looks really great in the announcement. And they made this announcement on X, by the way. That's how I first heard about it, and I decided to confirm it, which is why I looked up the news article. And let me ask you who are watching, are you a K-pop fan? Are you a Stray Kids fan? What are your favorite songs? What are some songs that I didn't mention that you think I should check out? Or if you're a K-pop fan in general, you like it all, you like all the bands. What are bands that you think that I would like? You know, like I mentioned, I like rock music. I like sort of cinematic soundtrack style songs. I really like American country music. Those are my top 3 sort of music styles. If you think that there are some K-pop bands that I would like that have that style, let me know in the comments below. I would love to give them a listen. I'm always looking for new music. But anyway, back to Stray Kids. I know JYP, who is also the pen name, if you will, of the guy who runs that organization, that record label. He is a Christian and he is a K-pop singer himself. He runs the label and he's the pastor of a church in South Korea. So I'm wondering where that connection is, because Stray Kids, certainly not all their songs have Christian connotations to it. I do know one of their members is a Christian, maybe even 2. And I think that is really cool that they're using that influence in the Korean music industry, and I hope that it continues to spread. And like I said, I don't know Stray Kids' particular relationship with their record label. I know that BTS has always kind of had a strained relationship with Hybe, which is their record label. Hybe is particularly dark when it comes to some of their K-pop stars, and even in a lot of publicity stunts that they do in regards to their pop stars, to their bands and their singers and songwriters. It can get pretty bleak in that sphere, but I hope that that changes over time, especially with the popularity of bands like BTS and Stray Kids and other ones. I hope that that will change in South Korea and that we'll see a really good global movement where these bands are free, where they can sing what they want to sing, where they can work with the people they want to, where they can get breaks, and that would be really cool. And Stray Kids, if you ever watch this video, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about you. I've heard several of your songs and I've liked all of them. I wish you well on this global tour. If you like that video, be sure to give it a like, share it out to all your friends, leave me a comment, tell me what you think, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications when I post new vidcasts. And if you want to support the channel, become a channel member. Also, you can check out my locals community. You can become a monthly supporter there as well. Check out my website, StudioJakeMedia.com, where I have reviews for things like music, like songs, music videos, not to mention television, film, anime, and so much more. You can also support me by checking out my novels. I've got 4 of them right here. You can head on over to Amazon.com, search my name and the titles of the books, and you will be able to find them. Buy all 4 and leave me a 5-star review. It really helps out small indie creators like myself. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.